Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Patrick here at VectorVest, and today I've got a video for you of talking about Corsair, possibly one of the hottest stocks being talked about this week so far, and we're going to take a look into it. For anybody that's not familiar with it, it's a gaming company. They build a lot of gaming software and hardware for streaming, and it's one that most people may not be familiar with up until today when the news just started talking about it. But actually, if you've been following along with VectorVest, it's one that's been brought to you actually back in December as one of the hot stocks potentially for 2021. So if you're ready to learn more about it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed to our channel, turn on notifications, and let's get into it. All right, so if you're still here, that means you're interested in learning about one of the hottest stocks to be talked about this week so far. You already have big names such as Jim Cramer talking about it. You have all the talking heads on TV talking about it. So I figured, why not help you guys out and get a real true look into this company and why I thought it was already a good pick for 2021 and why people are just now starting to catch on at this point. So starting off on their website, you can see they have a lot of different products that they offer. Just scrolling down here, they do custom built PCs, keyboards, headsets, mics, gaming PCs, everything, chairs, you name it. This company was one that I've already been familiar with for quite a while, and that's because as somebody who does a lot of content here and also streams over on our Facebook page, I notice a lot of the big streamers out there, especially on Twitch and YouTube, have sponsorships by Corsair. For all the older folks that are out there, Corsair or streamers just in general, sponsored streamers from Corsair are really a great way for product placement and for new companies or smaller companies to get their advertising out to the masses. There's a lot of younger generations that watch these streamers on a daily basis that see these ads constantly popping up, and Corsair was one of them. This is why one of the things that I said back in December, when I put together a watch list for our mobile subscribers, for our stocking stuffers for 2020 going into 2021, that's why I said Corsair really has itself set up, not only because they offer a great line of products, but they also have a lot of big streamers out there sponsored by them and getting their name out to the masses, the younger generations who are spending a lot more time gaming on their PCs, doing a lot more gaming on consoles, and they have themselves really placed well in the market to continue to grow their brand, and they have a solid product that they offer, good quality and everything. So this company is really setting themselves up big for the future. So let's go ahead, now that we see some of that, let's go take a look at some of the headlines. And realistically, the only thing that's coming out that's driving the price higher is they're trying to categorize this as a new meme stock because they have, this article says 18%, actually let's go here. They say they have 18% short interest. Now, anything above 6 to 7% is usually pretty high. 20% is outlandish for short interest. So 18% is getting pretty close to that. And that has been the talking point that a lot of the talking heads on TV point to, is that this is just trying to be the next short squeeze. Well, regardless if it has a short squeeze or not, this is still a pretty decent company that's been around for a while, that has a pretty solid stock price. And with that, let's go ahead, jump into VectorVest and take a look at it. Now, while I'm pulling up VectorVest, let me ask you, do you game on either a PC or console? Do you play some of the big titles? Do you watch some of the streamers out there? If so, what are some of your favorite streamers? Do you ever see a streamer that you're following be sponsored by Corsair? Are you already familiar with this company even before today? If not, that's okay. But if you are familiar with it, let me know in the comments down below. All right, so let's go ahead now, jump into VectorVest and take a quick look at how VectorVest ranks Corsair. So starting off, just taking a quick look at their chart, we can see it had a great run up coming into 2021. Did have a little bit of a sell-off, a pullback. It moved sideways. The market's been really choppy. It's been a really hard year so far for a lot of individual investors. And Corsair has really been in that same boat. They've had a hard time really continuing that momentum they had from the lockdowns of 2020. Now, looking at the basic graph, we see price shown in candlesticks. We have an earnings per share down here at the bottom, and then volume. And now earnings per share is something that, we talk about quite a lot here on our YouTube channel, but it's a great indicator because it's not only looking at the historical data, but also the future data as well, the analyst projections 12 months down the road. So as you can see, the earnings per share is steadily rising from the bottom left to the upper right, like a stair-step pattern, which shows that this company has not only been making money, but has been growing their money and expected to continue to make money 12 months down the road. And as the old saying goes, money goes where money grows. As I mentioned before, I did a Facebook Live stream that we did over back on December 3rd, where I built a list for our followers and I built a list for our community that we have over there of stocking stuffers for 2021. Corsair was on that list. Since that point, it's up a little bit from where we first got into it. You can see there's a lot of sideways action, but I really never lost faith in the company, and I'll show you why right now. So we're going to jump into the viewers section and just take a quick read on Corsair. So we can see the company is up nicely here today, up almost 27%. The value is at 40.45, so it's undervalued still at this point, even with the big update it's had today, which is definitely a solid sign. Then we look at the RV, or the relative value. This is looking at the long-term potential of the stock over the next 1 to 3 years. At 1.51, that shows this stock has great long-term potential over the next 1 to 3 years. So if you're more aggressive, this is definitely a good solid play for growth over those next 1 to 3 years. Now, the reason why I don't categorize this as a meme stock is because most of the meme stocks that we've seen so far have been stocks with poor fundamentals, poor long-term potential, and the way we would classify those here at VectorVest is speculative. Now, because this has an RV above 1, that takes it out of that speculative category, so I wouldn't consider this a meme stock. This seems to be an actual stock that could be a good opportunity for people to take advantage of the new gaming trends that have been emerging over the last few years, and could be a great early entry into that. Company's making money, it has good long-term potential. So far, we like what we see. Now look at the RS, it is below 1, tells us there is a little bit more risk with it. That's okay. As an aggressive stock, you are going to have more risk involved with those, and that creates that higher risk for higher reward. Now looking at the RT, 1.48, really strong short-term uptrend. No surprise since it's up 27% here today. But one of the key things that I take away from this is looking at their GRT, which stands for growth rate, and it's looking at the earnings forecasted growth rate shown as a percent per year. So we expect to see Corsair grow their earnings by a roughly 44% a year over the next 1 to 3 years. That's huge. That shows the company is doing the right things that they need to be doing to set themselves up for future growth. Now, I know a lot of people are out there probably saying, oh, they're pumping up Corsair because they're trying to get people out of the main trades, AMC and GME. And I'm not trying to say that you should go into this. If you are in GME, you should sell your GME or AMC to buy into this. Don't go chasing the trades. Simple as that. Never been a fan of that. Anybody who's followed any of the content I've ever done knows I don't try to chase trades. I let the trades come to me. So this is a good side opportunity. If you have any extra cash you want to get invested in, this is a good stock to keep on your radar, keep on your list, and pay attention to, see if we can get a better opportunity in the next couple of days since it had that big gap up today. May see a pullback over the next day or two, but look for it to stay above the low of today. And if it does, that shows that gap up that we had today could be continued in the near future. Now, looking at one other aspect of the analysis here, scrolling over, getting into their sales growth rate, 72% a year. Also CI above 1, which comfort index is their stock's ability to withstand severe lengthy price declines. So the stock, as we looked at just a little bit ago, it pulls back, but it moves sideways. It doesn't continue that downward pattern, which is why that CI is still above 1, not at the highest levels that we've seen, but still above 1 and definitely a good sign. So if you've stuck around to this point, let me know your thoughts on this stock. If you're familiar with Corsair, or if you're holding Corsair, let me know what your guys' thoughts on this stock are for long-term potential. Because personally, I like this stock as a long-term play more so than just a meme play right now, just to try to take advantage of any short squeeze. So with that, take care, adios, and see you guys in the next one.